folks, welcome back. Simple little repair, but something that you could potentially screw up. This is an Epiphone Dot Studio. This is their version of the ES355 by Gibson. It's a semi-hollow body. This got a big chunk of wood running through the middle here, and it has these hollow wings on the side. Now, the problem is there's the volume knob here, the volume pot. This is loose, so when you go to tighten this up, well, you can see it's kind of wiggly there, which we don't like. The other thing is when you go to full max or minimum value, when you go to start turning it a little bit more, the whole thing is twisting below. The problem with this is if you continue to do that, it's just like taking a little piece of wire, and if you bend it back and forth enough times, it'll break, and that's what's going to happen on the inside of here. This is going to break. So what we've got to do is we've got to get this knob off, and then we've got to tighten it up to keep the pot from spinning at the same time. Luckily, this is a semi-hollow body, so what I'm able to do is to stick my finger up underneath here and hold this while I'm twisting it. There's a couple of ways you can do that. You can do that with just a regular wrench. You can do it with a set of pliers. Please watch the finish. You don't want to scratch anything while you're doing that. You can use sockets. I've got one of these. I don't know if ESP invented this tool or if they just make a really nice copy of it. I picked this up at a guitar store at the Aeon Mall in Fusa, right outside of Yokota Air Base. And as you can see, it has two sets of jaws, smooth on this side, serrated on this side, and then if you flip it over, it's switched. It's serrated on this side and smooth on this side. Now, one of the things that this is kind of helpful for is you can put this underneath here and you can kind of lift up on the knob. I'm not real excited about doing that just because of the finish that's on here. So that's not what we're going to do. But here's the other thing that you can do is when you want to tighten something up, you slide this underneath here and you start twisting it, and these edges will catch and it will tighten this up. The cool thing is you can do this while it's on. You can do this while the knob is on. It'll also work on these. If you've got a Les Paul and you've got something up here on the upper horn, you can use it for that as well. This one, I can't get my big fat hot dog finger underneath there to hold that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it toward the full max value, and then I'm just going to hold it. Actually, I'm going to put it full minimum because I'm going to tighten it and I'm going to push the other direction. There. Now that's tight. The other thing that I didn't like on this is when you put it to full minimum or full maximum in the playing position, I saw the number 5, which doesn't tell me a lot. So I'm going to put it to full max, and then when I put this knob back on, I'm going to put it so that I can see the number 10. And we'll just give it a gentle little push, and then we're back on. So now when I've got full tone, I'm at 10. And when I've got minimum tone, I'm at 0, which is kind of the way it's supposed to be. Now, getting these knobs off. This is one way that you can do it. Like I said, this has got a finish. I don't want to screw the finish up on this, so I'm going to use this little towel trick that I've used and learned in the past. Is you're just going to put a piece of cloth under it, and then you'll just start working this knob up and back and forth. It will pop the knob off just like that, and it'll go flying across the room. So there you go. Now I'm going to put this here, put my finger underneath here. I'm going to use my nifty little tool, and that's going to tighten just a little bit. Actually, I can just finger tighten that a little bit there. You'll notice how the tone pot or the volume pot is staying still. now we can turn the knob back and forth, and guess what? Things don't go spinning. Let's tighten this up while we're here. And then same thing, we're going to put the 10 so that when I'm at max value, I can actually see the number 10. A nice gentle push. I'm going to support this from the back. And there we are. That was super easy. Just a little, like I said, a little dinky tool. $7 or $8. It's probably more than that because it was Japan, so it is, I don't know, probably $15 or something. This one, I think it's made out of stainless. It's hard as nuts. Cool little tool. This, we're going to restring this. It actually is set up really nice. We're just going to restring it. We're going to blow the dust off of it. These are the original strings that came on this guitar 2 years ago. And you can, I don't know, can we see this or not? Let's try. I don't know if we're going to be able to see this or not. The strings they're just corroded. They've not been played at all. Yeah, it's too bad. But anyways, we're gonna put a set of 11s on it, and then she'll be done. A cool little guitar. She sounds great. And when she's run through the effects, she sounds really nice. I mean, I like this because I can sit down, and even if I'm in a room with a couple of people, this has got enough, it resonates enough, and with the F-holes, you actually get some sound out of it. It's kind of cool. They're, I don't know, $300 or something new. Yeah, so we'll get her polished up, and we'll do a quick demo of it. Ooh, we got some gooage going on here. I don't know why. Sitting dust, as I call it. She's got zero wear on it at all. All right, let's get to work. I'll check back in a minute. Alright, a couple of things that I'm going to mention. You may have noticed that I put this little rubber wedge. This is actually just a rubber sanding pad you can get from the auto store. I put that underneath this stop bar tailpiece so that it won't go falling off. Now what's kind of cool about this Epiphone tailpiece, and let's see, there are a couple of little these little silver tabs here that will keep that from falling off, which is what I was trying to kind of prevent in the first place. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad to see somebody's thinking like that. The other thing we're going to do is I've got I'm going to try this out. This is the Dunlop guitar system. We'll see. It comes pretty well recommended from my local guitar merchandiser. We'll see. Here's something that I have noticed, especially if you're working on older guitars. There is a line on here. Do not wipe on or around any chips, cracks, or finish checking. that could be a problem, especially if you're working on older guitars. So keep that in mind. It says so on the cleaner, it says so on their polish. So if you've got a guitar that's got some age on it, or it's got some lacquer checking on it, you gotta find something else. So yeah, I'm not even gonna take the sandpaper after this. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Never Dull. There's all kinds of impregnated type polishes that you can use. This is the one I'm going to use. Most of what's going to come off of here it's like oxidation stuff, because this guitar has just not been played very much at all. There's like nothing on the grooves whatsoever, or on the frets whatsoever. There's no grooves, not even really any lines on it. We're just going to use that. We will use the Dunlop cleaner and prep on the fingerboard. Hey, look, nice shiny frets again. That'll look nice. So we'll continue on. We'll get her strung up. It's got one of these matte finish headstocks, which I hate. Natural finish, like an oil finish, I like. A matte finish, not so much. All right, we shall continue.